Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Sarah Drake.
And I'm Briana Jones. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Athletics.
The Trojan football team is now 5-1 in Sun Belt Conference play after defeating Coastal Carolina 42-17.
Chris Jones returned 2 kickoffs for a touchdown, which ties an NCAA record, and en route to being named Sun Belt Conference Player of the Week. The true freshman returned the opening kickoff of the game 91 yards for a touchdown, and following a Coastal field goal, returned the second kickoff of the game 87 yards to the house. Jones tied an NCAA record with his 2 touchdown returns as he became just the 24th player in FBS and the first in Troy history to return a pair of kickoffs for a touchdown in a game. Senior Jordan Chun found the end zone for the 46th time of his Troy career with an 8-yard run in the second quarter. It gave the Trojans a 28-10 lead and established Chun as Troy's all-time touchdown leader as he passed Troy Hall of Famer Danny Grant. Troy's defense continued to be a dominant force despite playing without 3 starters in the first half and 2 starters the entire game. The Trojans held the Chanticleers to just 258 yards in the game and 94 yards on the ground. It marked the 7th time this season that Troy has held an opponent under 100 yards rushing this season, which ties the school's FBS record.
The Texas State game will be the last Trojan football game played in a construction zone, as the North End Zone project is expected to be completed before the Trojans welcome Boise State to town to start the 2018 season. Lindsey Smith gives us a look at some of the progress so far.
News broke back in the fall of 2016 that Troy University will be expecting a brand new North End Zone facility. For most, there is excitement. However, some were still left unsure of what the facility will contain.
Weight room facilities, strength and conditioning, nutrition needs, athletic training, players' locker room, our coaches' offices and meeting space. It's a big space, but it takes a big space to operate a football program.
The purpose of this facility, you ask?
This building's being built because of a need from a football perspective. We were in facilities that hadn't been updated since the 70s and really needed more space, and to function as an FBS football program, we needed to make this happen.
Construction began in December of 2016. The expectation is for the facility to be completed by the summer of 2018 and ready for use by the 2018 football season.
We've had some weather along the way, but they've really done an excellent job of getting caught up.
I have to say, it's pretty incredible to see firsthand what's happening in this building behind me. The structure for this building is beginning to take shape as the foundation for this new facility has been laid out. And though the building will not be ready until next year, this new facility is already changing what Troy University has to offer.
The feel of the stadium's changed. I think the sound is changing as the crowds and noise stays inside the stadium, so it makes it a more difficult place to play, a louder environment.
And with that louder environment, McLean says the feedback for this North End Zone project has been nothing but positive.
Anytime people come by or visit campus and look at our facilities, you know, they always want to talk about how beautiful our campus is. And so this is another really feather in our cap from that standpoint as a university.
McLean says that people are already encouraged by what the facility looks and feels like. Lindsey Smith, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Fans who attend next Friday's game will get a chance to see how big the Vets' new scoreboard will be, as the framework for the board was completed this week.
The Troy volleyball team earned redemption as it defeated the Appalachian State Mountaineers on senior night at the Trojan Arena in 5 sets last Friday. The Mountaineers took control of the match early with a 25-22 win in set 1. Troy battled back to take a commanding 25-17 win in the second set to even the match at 1. The Trojans hit a .324 attack percentage in the second set while holding the Mountaineers to just a .086 percentage. App State took the lead in the match with a 25-16 decision in set 3. However, the battle continued as the Trojans rallied back to force a 5th and final set with a 25-21 win in set 4. A 7-point run in the middle of the set gave the Trojans a comfortable lead, and they never turned back. It all came down to the 5th set where the Trojans battled from behind. The Mountaineers took a 7-3 lead in the set, but Troy rallied to win 7 of 8 total points to take an 11-9 lead. App State pushed back, but a kill from Cheyenne Hayes sealed the match for the Trojans.
After the big win against App State, the team wrapped up their season at home Saturday as they fell to conference leader Coastal Carolina in 4 sets. Janae Jordan has the action.
On Saturday night, the Trojan volleyball team held their last game in Trojan Arena against Coastal Carolina. The Trojans fell short with a score of 1-3. Although the regular season over, the Trojans are ready to take on the Sun Belt Conference Tournament.
Our goal is to get a little bit better this week and, prepare for the conference tournament. We're obviously going to play a team that we've played already, depending on, how the seeds fall out. So that's our focus. Our focus is our next match, and taking what we learned from this weekend and getting better.
Coach Lauer talked about how Bell and Jenny were solid blockers throughout the entire weekend against Appalachian State, who the Trojans won to on Friday night, and against Coastal Carolina on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think this weekend in this game, I thought we had good contributions again from our pin attackers. Our block has been real solid this weekend, so I was excited about what Bell and Jenny did there. So that was really, really good. And our passers are our heart and soul, and they kept us in it all weekend long.
The Trojan volleyball team is going to continue to improve on their game before heading to the Sun Belt Conference Tournament.
Well, I think that we just, we have to continue to play our game. Our game is a serve and pass game, and we continue to want to be the aggressor at all times, and that's what got us to this point, and we'll continue to do those things.
The Trojans may not have ended on a good note, but they will play in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament held in Arkansas from November 15th until November 19th. Reporting from Trojan Arena, Janae Jordan, Troy Trojan Vision Sports.
The Trojan volleyball team beat South Alabama to advance to the second round of the Sun Belt Volleyball Championships. The Trojans took the first 2 sets but let South Alabama come back in the third and fourth, only to power their way through the 5th set to win their first round match 3-2 last night in Jonesboro. Middle hitters Logan Page and Savannah Moore dominated at the net and powered the Trojans' offense, each posting 17 kills in the victory. Head coach Josh Lauer says their play, along with a good game plan, helped the Trojans advance.
We felt like we had a pretty good game plan going in, and we told them in the 5th set, hey, let's get back to what we were doing well. Let's establish our middle attack. Logan Page and Savannah Moore were dynamite tonight. I think they both had 17 kills, which is phenomenal in any type of set match. But they were really, really strong all night long. And
the Trojans will face the host team Arkansas State in the second round of the tournament tonight at 7:30. The match can be seen on ESPN3.
The women's basketball team was in action in Trojan Arena on Friday as they hosted the Tigers of Stillman for an afternoon game. The women started off fast and never looked back. 3, 2, 1. Trojan fans' basketball season has finally arrived. On Saturday afternoon, the women's basketball team played their first regular season game against the Stillman Tigers. The ladies had to adjust as they started a lineup based off of younger players, and head coach Chanda Rigby says this may be a difficult task at hand.
But that's kind of what you expect when you're playing so many new players. I mean, we had 3 freshmen scoring double figures, and another freshman was a high rebounder, tied with Skyline. She was a newcomer, so that's a lot of newcomers to put on the floor and do as many things as we're trying to do.
The Trojans never let the Tigers lead them the entire game. However, multiple press attempts by the Trojans were broken by the Tiger defense.
We thought our press was going to be a highlight, and they really picked it apart. They picked our press apart. I even asked the coach after the game, how did you do that, which was an interesting way he did. So we were kind of counting on the press. It didn't work. And then the other thing is we were going to trap phone ball screens, and we never got one single trap. They handled it very well. So really, hats off to them. They did a good job.
The Trojans did walk away from this game winners as they defeated the Stillman Tigers 89-62. As for freshman Janiyah Sandifer, who says she is adjusting from high school ball, she seems to have fit in well as she scored 14 points.
It's a big adjustment coming in as a freshman. Like high school is kind of slower, but in college we prep ourselves in practice so that the game will be easier.
Up next, the Trojans will be a little closer to home when they take on the Hornets of Alabama State. Briana Jones, Troy, Trojan Vision Sports.
The team then traveled to take on Alabama State Thursday and dominated the Hornets 93-63. After turnovers cost Troy an early lead, Amber Rivers drew a foul and knocked down 2 of the 8 free throws she made on the night, spurring a 9-1 run as the Trojans regained a 17-16 advantage at the end of the first quarter. The lead swelled to 14 by halftime and finally 20 on Jasmine Robinson's three-pointer, with 6:15 remaining in the game. Rivers scored 16 points in the first half, including 10 of the team's 26 in the second quarter, en route to her first career double-double.
Despite 25 points from Wesley Person and 24 from Jordan Vornado, Troy was unable to come out on top in the season opener in an 83-80 loss to North Dakota last Friday. Both teams shot more than 40% in a game that had 16 lead changes and was tied 7 times. The Trojans trailed by 2 with 54 seconds left, with possession belonging to the Fighting Hawks. But Troy kept hope alive by forcing an errant shot from North Dakota to get the ball back with 25 seconds to play. After Juan Davis Jr. was fouled, the senior hit 2 of 3 free throws, which tied the game and forced North Dakota to go the length of the court with no timeouts. With 3 seconds remaining, Gino Crandall was fouled by B.J. Miller on a 3-point attempt. Crandall hit all 3 shots and Troy was unable to come back.
After their loss against North Dakota, the men had a historic day against Arkansas Pine Bluff Sunday. The team beat the Golden Lions 81-57. With 11 minutes and 34 seconds left in the game, senior Wesley Person launched a shot that went off the front of the rim, went up in the air, and dropped back in. The bounce gave him 273 pointers for his career, which breaks the record by Rondell Donaldson, who held it for nearly 20 years. Person's 3 was one of 4 he had on the afternoon, en route to a team-high 17 points. He paced a Troy offense that had 5 players in double digits on the afternoon on 50.9% shooting from the field.
The team then fell 72-67 to Hawaii in the championship game of the Rainbow Classic. Jordan Vornado hit a 3-pointer with 3 seconds left in regulation to cap a 15-point comeback, but the momentum didn't carry into overtime. The first 3 minutes of overtime were quiet as both teams tried to get back into rhythm. Free throws dictated the story as the final 8 points of the game were scored from the charity strike. Down 70-67 with 24 seconds left, Wesley Person got a steal and appeared to have a lane for a quick basket, but he was stripped to give possession back to Hawaii. Sheriff Drama then proceeded to ice the game on 2 free throws.
And after that loss against Hawaii, the Trojans finally found their groove when they took on Bruton Parker Thursday night.
The men's basketball team welcomed Bruton Parker to Trojan Arena Thursday night, and behind the strong play of junior Alex Hicks and freshman Javen Johnson, the Trojans won 106-71 in the team's home opener. And head coach Phil Cunningham talks about one thing the Barons did that the Trojans were not ready for.
So we anticipated some being a little flat, but what we didn't expect was how well they shot the ball first half. Give them credit. They made shots. They spread us out. They were playing 5 perimeter guys again, and we tried to play big against them, and they shot us out of that.
Hicks posted a career high on his way to a double-double with 26 points and 10 rebounds, and he was almost perfect at the free throw line, going 7 of 8. And he said that he felt confident in his shooting Thursday night.
It felt pretty good. Coach got on to me before the game, so I had to go out there and do what I had to do. And I got into the rhythm. I felt pretty good. Like I could trust my shot, and I'm feeling very confident.
Johnson also had a career high, showing off his range, going 5 of 7 from the three-point line. The freshman was just shy of getting his first double-double with 18 points and 9 rebounds. Cunningham talked about how he is a tough match on offense.
Javen's talented. He's a talented young man. Once he starts figuring some things out, he's got a chance to be a special player. I mean, the way he stretches the defense out with his three-point shooting, then he can put it on the floor. Just versatility. He's got a lot of things he can do. Not where he needs to be defensively, anywhere close to it yet. That's where his improvement's got to come, defensively and rebounding. But offensively, he's a tough match at that 4 spot.
Cunningham also mentioned some of the things that the Trojans will need to do before Monday when they face off against Kentucky.
What we've got to do is we've got to get physically, get our legs back under us. We played 4 games in 7 or 8 days now, plus all the travel. So we've got to get physically back because you better have everything you've got going up there.
The men's cross-country team concluded a successful 2017 season on last Friday with a 21st place finish at the NCAA South Regionals. The Trojans competed against the top teams across the Southeast in the qualifying meet for the NCAA Championships. Troy had an overall time of 2 hours, 49 minutes, and 55 seconds, and an average time of 33 minutes, 59.14 seconds in the 10K event. Bracken Stewart was the top finisher for the Trojans with a 73rd place finish with a time of 32 minutes, 53 seconds. He was joined in the top 100 by Brendan Garrix, who came in 96th with a time of 33 minutes, 20 seconds. The Trojans came in second place in 3 regular season meets and finished in 6th place at the Sun Belt Championships, and will return the entire roster next season as there was not a senior on the team.
Still to come on Trojan Sports Now, we'll have a preview of the Trojan volleyball team's matchup against South Alabama.
But first, Sarah sits down with women's basketball center Deja Williams. Stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.